Welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development. As always, I am your housing diva, Fleur Annie. Coming up today on the program, Nasarawa State set to build an all-inclusive technological village. Plus, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners President asks all to embrace effective town planning professionals to cope incessant building collapse. Also coming up, Nigerians calls on government to provide alternative shelter before pulling down illegal structures. This and more will be our area of focus on the program today. Let's get to the news next. I'll be back.
Mr. Timothy Gbadeyan, a leading real estate expert, has said high interest rates and low wages are among the major factors making it difficult for most Nigerians to access a mortgage to own a house. Gbadeyan, who is also the company secretary and head of legal services at Living Trust Mortgage Bank (PLC), said the convoluted nature of the Nigerian mortgage industry had made it difficult for the average Nigerian to access mortgage loans. According to him, the government-controlled mortgage scheme, which is the National Housing Fund, is riddled with bottlenecks and conditions that will inevitably cause the process to stall after an extended period of time. While noting that most of the work that needed to be done to de-risk the mortgage sector lied with the government, the expert pointed out that the increasing cost of real estate development and paucity of titled properties in the country had also played a contributory role to the challenges experienced in the mortgage sector. The Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, has stated the federal government's agenda to use the 860 ongoing projects of the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing as training grounds for engineers in universities. Professor Joseph Odigure, the Council's Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, disclosed this in Abuja recently while speaking on the sidelines of the current regional Train the Trainers workshop for implementation of outcome-based education in engineering programs in Nigerian universities. He noted that this partnership with the Ministry of Works, already approved by the National Council on Works, will provide enabling environments for students to serve as apprentices in all federal government projects. Housing Development Advocacy Network (HDAN) has said that the lack of adequate data on housing has been identified as the country's major obstacle to provision of housing for all, with the group noting the establishment of Housing Affordability Index. President of HDAN, Mr. Festus Adebayo, has noted that data is required to ensure affordable housing in Nigeria. According to Adebayo, social housing is a public asset owned and maintained by government, and for him, building materials, which are major inputs in the production of housing, affects the cost of housing. The group has stressed the need for government to implement effective taxation to discourage acquisition of houses by the few rich in the society.
For more housing, finance, and construction news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Demolition of structures has always been a controversial exercise in Nigeria. It has generated a variety of responses from Nigerians. Let's get to find out the reactions of some Nigerians on demolition of illegal structures in the country.
Before you could go ahead and say you're pulling down a building to build another thing, you should have provide a space for those people you're sending out to live in. Because you can't just wake up in a day and tell someone that, yeah, pack out of your house, we are pulling it down. It's not done. Or you say we give you 2 weeks or we give you 3 weeks to pack out of this house. No, it's not done. You should provide where they will be living for the meantime, for them to bounce back and have the ability to get a better place. That's why in some foreign countries, if they are going on a project like that, they provide accommodations for their people to live.
Even prior to demolition, there must be a plan whereby the citizens must not be thrown into the street without properly housed. In other words, for Nigeria or any nation to be developed, the plan must include or take care, of its citizens. Do you understand? Because the first thing that a nation state or a society must consider is the housing of its citizens, thereby mitigating nuisance and as well as controlling the miscreant that even threat their fellow human beings as a result of lack of proper housing.
In as much as people build in the places that they are not supposed to build, which they have done, what they are doing is wrong. I also want the government, in as much as government wants to correct it, government should be able to also create either enabling environment or make more housing at a rate that they can afford. And I'm sure it's because people cannot afford. That is why they go into, if they see space, they go into cheaper means. But the government can ensure that there are houses that are affordable, that people can afford. I'm sure Nigerians cannot go to do other means to ensure that they get houses.
They can't just go on demolition without providing a place for them. So we and I think I bet somehow somewhere in Orozo Karishi, it affected most of us. They just came with notice, being December 20th, that the demolition is going to take place on 22. And many people are saying, what are we going to do? We are thinking of what to eat, how to do about the Christmas. And here you are coming about demolition. I don't think things work that way. That where you consider the people your people first, consider the citizen first before doing anything. Provide a place, a shelter. Even check if the place is enough for them.
The first thing they are supposed to do is to hear the options of the homeless people first before embarking on any demolition. A good government is supposed to care for the people. If a government doesn't care for the people, that means that government is not a democratically elected government.
Before any government should conduct anything demolition, there should be a plan for the people. There is what we call resettlement, where they should resettle them. You understand? There should be a plan for them, because the life after the demolition or how you have abandoned them homeless is something that, because this can result to so many things.
My name is Benga Al-Shafa, the Chief Executive of Federal Housing Authority. Keep watching Housing Program.
Voices on the street there. The program is housing development. As incidents of collapse of building projects and structures continue to occur around the country, the president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, Town Planner Olutoyin Ayinde, has urged Nigerians to engage constructive physical planning and professionalism as a step in avoiding building collapse. This is to ensure that the entire production process is handled by relevant professionals. Take a listen.
The president of the Nigeria Institute of Town Planners, NITP, Olutoyin Ayinde, has urged Nigerians to engage constructive physical planning and professionalism, as he also decried the attitude of stakeholders over the non-compliance with proper town planning in the country. According to him, Nigeria has had enough bitter accounts of building collapse, leading to loss of lives and investments worth billions of naira in the last 2 decades due to negligence and structural defect. Ayinde, while speaking with the Africa Housing Development News Desk, described physical planning as an all-inclusive responsibility, adding that all sectors are relevant stakeholders in the fight against building collapse in the country.
Truth about development is that it happens when there is collaboration amongst all of the professional bodies and the stakeholders in physical development. I say stakeholders because physical development is not all about the professions in the construction industry. There are other professions that are not in the construction industry, but they are very pivotal to physical development.
In a bid to get Nigerians informed about the inevitability of fiscal planning as a panacea to the recurring decimal in the country, the NITP boss said that he has embarked on a nationwide advocacy tour of over 18 states covered so far. He has met with state governors and other actors in the industry in a bid to stem the ugly trend.
So we're trying to make people understand what physical planning is and why every progress in life, every progress in any nation is resting on planning. So if you don't plan, don't expect any success. So the way Nigeria is now, I can tell you that we should not expect success until Nigeria understands that we must start by planning, fiscal planning, town planning. And when I say town planning, it's not building plan approval, which people think is town planning. It's about the city system, the settlement system, the state system has a plan in itself that has to be implemented. So when a governor is governor of a state and he doesn't have a physical development plan for his state, he must be joking.
NITP boss, who noted that lots need to be done in the construction and infrastructure industry, advised Nigerians not to be deceived by the sweet but empty statements of politicians who promise heaven on earth with no feasible plans or strategies to implement such projects.
Is that 2022 is going to be better than 2021. My belief is that it's the best year yet. And it's not going to happen just by prayer, because I know we like praying in Nigeria. It's not going to happen by prayer. It's also going to happen by vision. It's going to happen by pursuit of that vision. And all of us putting our hands on deck to do the right thing.
While expressing optimism for a better year 2022, he, however, warned that this would not come on a platter of gold, but the one backed with visions and proactive steps.
Hi, I'm Bob Weinsheng, CEO of iBuild Global. Keep watching the Housing Development Program.
Town planner Olutoyangi Veve, the president of Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. You're watching Housing Development. The Nasarawa state government has begun the construction of a technology village in a bid to ensure that residents of the state improve on their knowledge of information and communication technology and other technological innovations. The groundbreaking ceremony for the 1,962 housing units was held recently.
The Nasarawa state government says it is poised in using technology to gallivant the growth of the state to meet the expectations and desires of the people. The state governor, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, made the announcement at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a technology village in Karu local government area of the state. Governor Sule said the project, which is likened to Silicon Valley in the United States, when completed, will not only provide employment opportunities for the teeming unemployed youths, but will provide social amenities for the people irrespective of their status in the society.
The National Economic Development Strategy is more or less a development roadmap which we put together to see today. We are looking at technology and we are also looking at housing. We are looking at employment. We are looking at industrialization and the rest.
On financing the project, the state chief executive revealed that his administration will not expend the state resource on the construction of the village, but has already signed an MOU with private investors to fund the project, stressing that his administration has provided the enabling environment for investors in the state.
All the time, the problems we have in the country is funding. Trying to see how we progress funding and get that. All we're trying to do here is to ensure that we don't take Nasarawa state money into this kind of project. Rather, we bring our own equities in various forms.
On the problem of the road traffic gridlock along Abuja-Kefi corridor, the governor said there are plans to provide alternative routes linking the technology village with the federal capital territory and the state capital to access the village easily.
One of the things we can do about this project is to actually connect a dedicated route to this site rather than coming through the direction that we all came. About 40%, of the people working in Abuja actually live in Nasarawa.
In his goodwill message at the occasion, the Minister of State, Science, Technology and Innovation, Mohammed Hassan Abdullahi, commended the governor for his foresight in keying into the technological drive of the federal government in setting up the technology village, assuring that his ministry will assist the state with the enabling environment and with necessary expertise to actualize the project completion.
As a member of the Federal Executive Council, I'm coming from the Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. This is indeed a project that we are not only keen to support, but we are willing to provide technical support if invited to. When I saw the facilities we provided in this community, there is every likelihood that technology will be the driving or the focal point of this estate.
This is a project that we have done the likes of this project in other states of the Federation successfully. So there's no doubt that with the support of the state government, the enthusiasm of the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, and even the Nigeria Investment Promotion Council that was here, all our funders are very, very happy and they are ready to go. They're just waiting for us because they can see the size of the project, the impact of the project, the location, and most importantly, the commitment of the state government to realize this. Because I don't know if you recall when the governor was talking about the 40% of Abuja is living in Karu, here in this Karu corridor. So it's high time. People cannot be choking themselves in Maraba and, in all those locations like Nyanya. You need to have space. These houses are not 100 million naira. It's not for the rich. These are houses for the people, by the people. So we would like to commend the governor for taking this very, very important initiative. Affordable housing is possible and we are working to achieve it in Nigeria.
The Nasarawa State Technology Village, conceived about 22 years ago by the administration of Adamu Abdullahi, could not take off due to some legal and technical issues among some vested interests.
I'm Debbie Erb. I work for OPIC in the United States and keep watching the Affordable Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. So glad you're still with me. Up next is our Woman Crush Wednesday.
It's our pleasure to introduce our Woman Crush Wednesday. She is an amazing personality. This woman is a result-oriented business management professional with extensive experience from a 17-year career in manufacturing, construction, engineering services, IT, and project management. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome our Woman Crush Wednesday, Jumoke Adegunle. She is the Managing Director of Master Builders Construction Chemicals, MBCC, and former Head Motor Operations for Lafarge Africa, and a member of the Executive Committee. She holds a BSc in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana, and also a master's degree in management from Imperial College, London. She is also a certified Prince 2 project management practitioner. Prior to MBCC, she spent over a decade with Lafarge Holcim as an innovative and empowering leader with financial, commercial, and technology acumen. She was General Manager of Haima Cement in Rwanda, where she led country operations. She has also held several pivotal positions in diverse environments in Lafarge Holcim, spanning Asia to Africa. Her skills include starting up new business line, strategy, sales and marketing, internal audit, affordable housing, and retail. Jumoke enjoys mentoring young future leaders, consulting on affordable housing matters, and volunteering to Ebi School Leavers Initiative, an NGO that empowers Nigerian youth with vocational skills. She is a design, music, and art enthusiast. This and more have qualified Jumoke Adegunle as our Woman Crush this Wednesday.
Our Woman Crush Wednesday segment is open for sponsorship. Let's display your brand, your product, and services as we celebrate our women on Wednesday. You can call 081-665-70090 or send a mail to housingprogramoneit@gmail.com.
What does it mean to set the pace? It's a bold resolve to relentlessly pursue a vision. It's imbibing a culture of excellence. It's unhindered dedication to service, an insatiable thirst for the craft, and the courage to learn and relearn. Setting the pace is beyond four walls. It's beyond an industry. It's beyond numbers. It's building the future. We are setting the pace.
Your water and housing development. The program is housing development. The huge and rapidly expanding population has outpaced the rate at which infrastructure can be provided in most states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital City, hence the proliferation of urban slums. Slum dwellers are part of the urban populace with the same democratic rights to environmental health and basic living conditions as all residents. To fix city slums, don't just knock them down, involve residents in upgrading efforts. On that note, I wrap up today's edition of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. If you missed any part of today's edition and you wish to watch it over again, you can do so via the YouTube channel Housing TV Africa. I remain your housing diva, Flora Annie. Stay safe.